Good evening.
My bad.
All right. Good evening, good people, and welcome to another episode of Tea Time with Tacoma Maria. I am your host, Tacoma Maria, joined as always by my lovely co-host, Tyrone.
What up, baby?
What's going on, Ty?
Another day in the life, man.
How you doing?
Feeling good, feeling great. How are you?
I'm good. And we actually are joined again this week by a third person. We have a little menage going on here today.
That's nasty.
I thought you was going to bring another girl. This is some bullshit.
Right, exactly. That's nasty.
No, it's my show. Why would I have another girl? I don't like broads.
Wow. Well, damn.
So this is my boy, Jason Brinson. What's up, Bryn?
How you doing? How you doing? Hey,
to
first
Tea
of all,
Time.
thanks for having me on Tea Time.
Thanks for coming to Tea Time.
And next threesome will involve two girls.
Yes.
I won't be one of them.
Right. You got to hold the camera or something now.
No, only one pair of breasts in the room.
One band, one sound. No, look how quick.
So selfish.
Oh my goodness. I will be selfish.
Yes,
then.
ma'am.
I am that. So how was your weekend?
It was cool.
It was cool.
Can I tell a short story?
Yeah.
Tuesday, I'm at the B-side, on stage, talking my shit like always.
Right.
First off, tough crowd. It took me like 4 minutes to even get them engaged.
Really?
It was just, just muffled chuckles the whole thing.
Yeah.
Finally win the crowd over out of nowhere. Hey, nigga, fuck you and that whack ass comedy. No. Excuse me? Who said this? Man, I'm on stage. Excuse me? Nigga from the shadows like Batman talking shit. I'm like, come on out. I can't even see you to make fun of you.
You should have ran.
Yo, man, look. He comes out.
ran.
Not only, he comes out, he gets on stage. He said, let's get into the light.
Are you serious?
So I'm like, joke fire.
Right.
Joke fire. Just trying to, because look, I'm trying to stay in character, but I'm watching him, because, open mic, I'm security. Ain't nobody coming to save me. I gotta watch this nigga.
Right.
So after the couple of jokes, I try to interview him. I'm like, hey man, so what's your name? He's like, oh, fuck you. He ran off stage and shit.
Oh my God.
I kept going with the show, but
That's
it was
weird.
crazy. I was like, man, I didn't see how hard I'm working up here today. Don't
That's
you dare
weird.
come up here interrupting my damn session. I was so mad.
You are getting prepared for all the possible scenarios.
Oh, the Lord is sending all the tests my way.
You're passing them. You're passing them.
But that's it, and I passed the test. So
Right.
it's been a great week, and I'm looking for any more hecklers out there. Where the camera at? Right
Uh-oh,
there. Any more hecklers out there looking
He's
for some
coming
shit.
for
I
you.
got you. I'm writing jokes right now in my head.
Man, listen.
But that was my week. How was yours?
That was, wow. It was
All
nothing
right.
compared to yours. How was your week, Brent?
My week was uneventful. Working from home, just chilling.
Just chilling.
It's too cold to do anything.
You didn't call the police on anybody.
I didn't have to, but I didn't have to.
You didn't have to?
I didn't have to.
Okay.
We'll talk about that later. But
Okay.
sometimes
And we will talk about
you
that.
have to get pushed to the point
Of calling the law.
of calling the law.
You got to. And it's only a few things black men are allowed to call the police for. Like if somebody beats your ass, you can't call the cops.
can't call
for
the
that.
cops.
Yeah,
you
no,
gotta-
you can't call
take
And
that
you
on
probably started it.
Yeah, right.
If I'm in a fight, I probably started
You
it.
requested that ass whooping.
Right.
You definitely started it if you're in a
Probably.
fight.
Most
Absolutely.
likely.
He definitely
98% chance.
99.99.
Officer, this man accosted me. You're like, no, you can't do that.
No, that sounds too
Officer,
weird.
I swung on this dude, and he
Right.
had the nerve to win.
Swing.
Oh, sweet, right. He didn't see how angry I was. Obviously, he's supposed to lose that.
Right.
That's funny.
Oh my goodness. What did I do anything? I never do anything though, right? So
Right.
I don't think that
You focus on your craft. I ain't mad at that.
yeah, I didn't do much. Yeah.
No outings?
No.
Hey, the innings, look, the videos you be putting out, your little outfits on the damn promo. I'm like,
You like my little-
you better quit playing, girl.
You like my little outfits?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I ain't ashamed to say it.
That was actually my New Year's Day lounge set.
Oh,
so
yeah.
you saw what I had on New Year's Eve as I spent it in my basement with
Yeah.
my daughter. My dog, the way every 47-year-old woman should do.
So how many wardrobe changes do you have on the normal holiday?
61.
That is not true. That is absolutely untrue.
I've counted.
I do not. Just one. I only changed one time. Just one good time. And it was New Year's Eve, right? Like I wanted to be out amongst people, but we're in a pandemic, right?
Yeah.
Whatever. So I decided that I was still going to dress up. So I did. I put on my little sequin outfit and my house shoes. It
was nice.
And I was in the basement.
And look, I make fun because I'm not fly, so I'm always fascinated. Like, oh, okay. I wish I had another outfit to change into. Somebody spilled something on this. That's the night. I got to go home.
But speaking
a
of
wrap.
wardrobe changes, I did actually think to myself, I think it was yesterday when I got home from work. So I was like, okay, I get home from work, you got on your work clothes, right? So I work in a hospital and you don't really want to walk around, in what you've been in the hospital in all day long. So come in and then I change into something, whatever. And then I have to change again in order to get in the bed.
Wait, let me call a timeout. No.
What do you mean, no?
Did you go anywhere between when you got home and when you went to bed?
No.
So then, no, you did not have
Yes,
to
I
change.
did. Because
you
it's
coulda
too
just-
early to put on bed clothes. Bed clothes are for the bed. Like you don't. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
bed clothes are for
I'm
the
learning.
bed.
I'm learning.
And then depending on what you wear to bed, you don't wear that around the house. But now I wasn't wearing anything super spectacularly sexy. I was just wearing regular 2-piece pajamas, pants, and a little tank top.
Which you could have put on early. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I couldn't because so what if I had to take the dogs out or do something? So I wanted to have on some form of clothing, just not. Okay. So is that fair? But then I thought about it. So I woke up, right? When I wake up, then, I do yoga. So I got to change out of my bed clothes and put on my workout clothes. Then I take a shower and I get dressed for work. Then I come home from work and I change into something. And then I change into my bed clothes.
Oh, my God.
5 wardrobe changes.
And that's just on a Tuesday.
Look, I don't know how you're usually like a real adult, but
Are you saying I'm not?
I ain't saying that. No, you're more than a real adult because you got all them change. Look, my pajamas are whatever drawers I have on that day.
And a T-shirt.
And look, if maybe that, depending on the weather. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. Like right now, and a T-shirt.
Yeah.
Come August.
That's the bed clothes. Yeah.
Really? Mm-hmm. That's what y'all go to
And
bed
depending
in.
on who's there, it might not be drawers either. Well.
Okay. Well, okay.
But as I'm maturing, that is a goal of mine. Like I want pajamas. I want 3 buttons in the pocket and
You
some
say
slippers.
no. You call bullshit on pajamas.
I want the Cosby pajamas.
No, I just put on a T-shirt and some drawers. And I have either shorts or sweatpants to wear around the house. So if I get out of bed, I just throw them shorts on.
Call it a day.
I mean, but what's wrong with real, formal, legitimate bed clothes?
I've never worn them before, so I don't know.
Me neither. I'm aspiring
my
to it though.
gosh.
Right, maybe
Really?
they're great.
Yeah.
They could be awesome. I've never
But you
worn
don't
them.
know.
I would not
My
know.
lifestyle doesn't support real pajamas yet. I want to get there though.
What does it take to get to real pajamadom? I don't understand.
Oh man,
I don't-
401k, pension, the whole shebang.
I need about $9 million in the bank.
like
And then you'll be able to wear real pajamas?
Then I would just wear them to stunt.
like undeniable
stunt.
adulthood.
Right, I would just stunt.
Whatever. You
Yeah,
need...
and that's the point. That's what they're for. These are stunting pajamas. These are. I'm a classy gentleman, Miss Lady.
No, you wear pajamas because you wear certain things to bed. Like there's clothes for every occasion. And sometimes unclothed, depending on the occasion.
That's
but
nasty.
unclothed is nasty. For real, that's nasty.
Yep.
You got to shower first. You don't be getting booty crumbs in the bed. You know what I mean?
That booty crumbs in that booty crumbs in the
It
bed. Oh
happens.
my
Get your ass up,
god!
girl. Go get in the shower right now.
Let me ask you a question. As single men who, could potentially be dating more than one woman at a time or sexing more than one woman at a time, do you require the female to not wear perfume in your home or around you, or shower before she gets into your bed to clear herself of any essence that might be uniquely her?
That's a good question.
I know.
I'm just glad she came over. There's no rules.
Same with
stand him.
I'll put in the work. Like I'll wash all the sheets after she leaves. Like I'm not even.
Okay, so you're not gonna put it on her. You she can come as she is.
Yeah.
And
I run a pretty tight ship, so like they know what's up, but I don't want to.
They know what's
hurt
up. So they know
feelings.
it's gonna be another broad in there.
Yeah.
Sheets might not even get changed.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna change them. Maybe.
Right.
Mature me now. Younger me, like I wouldn't even wash up from one woman to the next.
Oh, that's so disgusting.
I know.
That's nasty.
Well,
say it.
Sometimes, but you never know. I mean, I wouldn't call this brother nasty. That's kind of harsh.
But you saying me not putting on bedclothes is
nasty. But you don't know, because how much time does he have between them?
Enough to wash his behind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Maybe he just took it. I don't know the situation, so
It wouldn't matter if he just took a shower. If he's been with somebody else, he's going to need another one.
Yeah, and I don't think
I know.
I don't think washing my behind is the problem.
Well, no, it's the front. Yeah,
it's
the front. You're right. I'm gonna need you to take it from the front
Google.
to the.
I was about to ask.
She might have an answer.
But mature me, I'll put the work in just to not hurt nobody's feelings. Even if I do what I do, I'm not gonna just this bitch was here. I ain't gonna do it like that. True.
Right. Well, that's mighty nice of you.
Thank you.
That's pretty good. I like that.
I'm polite as fuck.
Yeah. Like I'm such an effing lady,
Yes,
right?
sis, you are.
Yes, I know. All right, so you say everything is nasty. You gonna put in the work.
Mm-hmm.
Not everything.
What's not nasty?
A lot of stuff. I just said what you said. Okay, I'm not happy about you using a threesome reference and there's two dudes. All right. So that's what spiraled me into this nasty mentality. Nothing's nasty.
I was a little offended too. Like, we just met. How does she know? You gotta ask me. Don't just invite me.
I was triggered.
But if it had, you certainly were. If it had been me and another broad and just one of y'all, nobody would have had a problem.
You don't even gotta ask. Just yes, ma'am, right here.
No, that's not right.
Is it my birthday?
But again, it's my show.
It's your show,
so there are two men.
Long live the queen.
Green M&Ms, please.
Yes, I get. Diva.
And I am. Anyway, so I want to talk a little bit about one of my favorite. So I love music, right? We know that. What's my favorite genre of music?
Trap, ratchet trap from the mid 2000s.
Anyway, that is not.
Should we clean it up and say hip hop?
Can we?
Because he was right, but hip hop.
Ratchet hip hop.
We'll say hip hop.
Mid 2000s.
Whatever. Y'all are some haters.
Yeah.
We will say hip hop.
We're gonna end this show early
I know
today.
the songs you like. I'm just saying. I'm like, if I had to pick from those two songs, it's definitely the genre.
So we'll say hip hop.
Gangster pimp shit.
But we'll get into it. Though. We'll get into the truth.
We will say hip hop. Yes. So hip hop is my favorite genre of music. But 80s, not like late 80s, 90s, hip hop is really that's my favorite. It's my absolute favorite. When I guess women were bitches and hoes, but not with as much regularity, or it wasn't such a visceral sort of reactionary thing when they were rapping about females back then.
Yeah.
I disagree with that.
All right, come with
and
it
you
then.
know where I'm going with that.
I know exactly where you're going.
Put it like this. Hip hop, now, my favorite
Started
era
out
of
in the
hip hop,
park.
obviously, I would say 85 to about 2005. Long. But, man, some of the songs they made about women are you can't even compare what these kids are saying now to NWA talking about gang raping a 14-year-old. That is ridiculous. So, and don't get me wrong, I like the music, but I'm not going to sit here sounding like a baby boomer and saying, well, in my day, they didn't sound like this.
No, they did.
Because yes, they did.
They say some foul things.
They said more foul things.
I don't think it was as many of them. It wasn't like the norm. I don't think it was the norm.
Too short.
Yeah, but you had
NWA,
right,
Ice
but that
Cube.
was that was that pocket. That wasn't like everybody. Like now almost everybody is talking trash.
Yeah.
Just about everybody.
I get you. And
I get that.
It seems back in those times, right, with that music, it seemed like it was.
Says the 30-something-year-old. I'm
Hey,
sorry.
right. and maybe because I was young at the time, but it seemed like men talking. It didn't seem like reckless boys talking shit. It seems like this is a man discussing his life. You know what I mean? And it's like, I don't know, Tupac, Toss It Up. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, yeah, I get it. That's the experience that you had. It's not all women. It's like these hoes at the hotel. You know what I mean? Like it was just more, I don't know. It just seemed more responsible, if I could say it.
Put it like this, and this is all I ever say. How would you feel if you're in the car with a 9, 10, 11-year-old? You aren't playing any of that stuff from the late 80s, early 90s.
You're playing some of it.
The
Absolutely,
clean
some
version,
of it.
you might play some Will Smith or what was he, the Fresh Prince? But you aren't playing NWA. You aren't playing the stuff that you used to
Let me
listen
tell you something.
to.
You are talking to the same person
That I
whose
used to listen-
father used to drop her off at school,
This is true.
bumping some Too Short
This is true.
and some NWA.
He did.
And I was embarrassed
did.
to death. Absolutely.
Dad.
Embarrassed to death.
Every morning.
Every morning.
That is
yes.
crazy.
Yeah.
Man, me and my daughter listen to Fred Hammond. I don't play none of that
You
shit.
are whatever.
99 and a half won't do, baby. You go out there and win.
But so honestly, like real talk, my daughter, who is 20, she's the youngest one, she tells me even today, Mom, you don't have to not say the words when you're singing the song. Mom, you don't have to turn the station.
We's free now, baby.
Right. I'm grown.
But then I'm lightweight looking over at her like, she better not. She
not.
better not. No, she is 20 whole years old, in
Yeah.
college, 3rd year, been living in New York for the last, however long. She better not say.
Shoot,
She
I heard my
better
daughter
not.
singing WAP, man. I clotheslined her. Shut your ass. Don't you ever.
We had
Sing
a
that.
long discussion on. I was taking Trissy back to school. It was around the time WAP came out, and we had it's like an almost 5-hour ride to her school. We had a very long discussion about that song because it came on, and we were both singing it, and then we had a nice discussion about it. And I mean, I understand the problems that people have with it, but I just try to look at it realistically. I mean, don't nobody want no cracker.
No cracker.
Don't nobody
It's a
want nothing dry like toast.
Oh, not at all.
It's
Not
a
at all.
song.
I mean, I'm
Vanity
just
6
saying.
was singing about that in 82,
Yeah,
83.
But the
Come
way,
on.
but again, to
But
my
they were-
point,
they were
the
more
way they were
empowering.
singing it,
But I mean,
who was more empowering?
now.
Right.
And I think that's where a lot of people get thrown off because these women, whoever makes that song, not to sound old, but why is it
Not at all.
why is it not coming to my mind? But Cardi B is sounding like she's in control,
Right.
when she's singing.
She looks
Right.
like a hoe that's getting taken advantage of.
I think she sounds like a woman that's in control. That hey,
Yeah,
this
she
is what
doesn't
I
sound-
got.
Yeah.
Whereas Vanity 6, it comes across like some man wrote this,
Right.
and you got to sing this.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
think that's where I can appreciate WAP a little bit more than I can appreciate it for what it is. That's all.
Exactly. I mean, and we may not always agree with the lyrics, that are coming from the artist's mouths, but the silly part about it is these are things that we talk about, like, when we're sitting chilling, talking trash with your girls, with your homeboys, whatever, we talk about this kind of stuff. But
Absolutely.
we want to be offended when somebody makes a whole album about it or makes a single about it. Then you want, oh my God, why are they talking about that?
I don't even
because
think-
it's real stuff.
But I don't even know if a female can be successful rapping without talking like that.
Well,
these days.
unfortunately,
That's a good point.
and that's
And
another that's the other
that's
part
been
of it.
going on since I would say 95.
Yeah.
Can you please explain why you put 95 on
Because
that?
I was gonna say MC Light,
Okay.
she broke out the real Roxanne.
Yeah.
But Little Kim, Foxy Brown, like from that era on, that's what it's been. Even Eve.
Yeah.
True.
Even Eve. Now Eve was rough, but
Yeah.
she had some songs about
She definitely
know,
Now
did.
Evie won't be classy and shit now. She got that white man. You
Hey,
know?
let her be who she
respect-
is. She is having. Did she have the baby already? Or
I
she,
don't know.
yeah,
She's
she's
too
preg-
old. She's too
she's
old.
pregnant.
She's too old.
She's not too old.
She's too old.
She is not too old.
Is Eve listening? Because Eve.
Oh my gosh. She is not too
Them
old.
old
She
babies
wants
come out
her
with-
own child.
Them old babies come out with a stutter. Every time. They
Don't do that. Do not do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's so rude.
Yeah, that's just what I think. I think
Well, no,
women.
yeah, but like back in the day, like MC, like you said, Roxanne, even Queen Latifah. You know
even
what I'm saying?
Queen
Well, yeah.
Latifah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But look, here's the thing though, like Queen Latifah, but she knew what the game was. Like she did her thing, but her artist was Apache. I need a gangster bitch. Like this is her. This is her artist. So it's like she knows respect to women, but this
Right.
does sell. You know.
Right. Because if you want to be, and that's the sad part about things. You know, if you want to be at the top, then you have to appeal to the masses. You know,
Yeah.
you have to appeal. Like jokingly, I joked to you before when I did one of those, my first promo for the show, I was in a towel, right? So I'm in the towel, and I was
on
like,
that lotion. No, go ahead. My bad.
The shoulders for me, man. I ain't gonna let the shoulders for me.
so I'm in, and I really wasn't like, I legitimately was getting ready for work, knew I wanted to do the thing, and was like, hey, we about to multitask here. Now, understand, no, in the back of my mind, I knew it's a chick in a towel. Like, okay,
Yeah.
you know, but I didn't do it for that reason specifically.
Great
It was
promotion
just,
though.
but then I did the next one, you know, fully clothed, whatever. I was like, for real? Like
What's
the views?
Is it not? It wasn't the same.
It wasn't it. No, the views were not nearly as much as they were when I was just in the towel.
I said you should have did it in just a washcloth and see what the views do.
You know what? Don't do that.
Through the roof, we going
Yeah,
platinum.
that's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen.
So
but
no
really,
to
though,
research. So we're saying no to research.
that's what we're saying. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. No,
That's fine.
Oh,
That's fine.
According to the numbers, right? We're being very
yeah,
scientific
we're
about
not.
this.
We're
According to the
not
numbers.
doing that.
Okay.
But really, and so you understand very quickly as a female that if you want people to listen, if you want people to pay attention, you got to put a little something else out there in front of them to grab their attention.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. But
Men
then I
too,
think,
though, and I'll make this point to your point, and I think with men it's the same thing, because whether we're talking about rock and roll, whether we're talking about hair bands in the 80s, that's what they're singing about. You know, she's only 17. You got the girl in the video. You're talking of NWA talking about what they talked about.
Right.
But it's the same thing. You have to put that out there. It feels like people have to put that out there to get those listeners.
So like you have access to women on the guy's side. It's like that's what you're.
That's what you're putting out. So on
Yeah.
the guys, on the woman's side, hey, I'm beautiful. I'll show you this. On the guy's side, it's like, hey, I got these women to get those
okay.
listeners.
Okay.
I got you. Yeah, that makes sense.
so sex sells all the way around. For it's just the way that the way men and women have to use it differently. To why is that though? Why are we so compelled to follow things that put sex or sexual images in the forefront? Why do you think that is?
It appeals to everybody. You're talking about
Right,
appeal.
but I mean, there's lots of things that, like food appeals to everybody. You know, everybody
Sure.
like to eat. Nobody wants to be hungry. So
Yeah.
why is it the sexual part? Is it the I don't know, is it the taboo, you think, of it all that
I think it's the personal and okay. So a young man growing up in middle school, high school, right? If you get a woman, that's a status symbol. You know what I'm saying? Like if you get a
if
woman,
you in middle school or high school and you get a woman, that's
well, a
called
woman, but a girl-
statutory rape.
right? Well, not really.
Just
You know,
saying.
Miss Jenkins will be
Yup.
home in 10 years. I love her. Hope she kept the baby. No, but no, okay. But I mean, not a woman, but like
Oh, Lord.
your counterpart in that. Like, so in high school, if you have
Yeah.
a girlfriend,
Yeah.
that's a status symbol. It's like, oh man, he know where to go, and other boys will be like, hey man, where'd you go find her at? Help me find one. You know, it's like people look up to you because that you have this.
Really?
Yeah. Whether you're hitting it or not, it's like you look like you can, and you get popular.
That's
and women,
how
and
that works?
even some girls who look like whores who don't put out, but they will get. It maybe not the same type of popularity, but they'll get popular. You know what I mean?
Okay. All right. Well,
That's my theory, but you know, I don't know what
no, that's fine. I hear you.
I know why it sells to me.
What about you, Bram? What you think?
No, I think he hit it. I mean, that's what it is. And you know, to a certain extent, I'm not saying it's the only thing that sells, because listen,
not. It's
Nas, you know, Bone. I'm talking about like in that era,
Right.
the people that were selling big weren't really portraying that. You know, Bone,
No.
Biggie, Nas. people that were Wu-Tang.
Right? Yeah, definitely.
They weren't
definitely.
really-
That
I
wasn't
don't think I've ever seen a woman in a Bone video.
That's what
Like,
I'm saying.
I never even
But they
seen
were
Tasha.
selling.
right.
Yeah.
But they were selling.
Can I just say how excited I was to see Tasha on the verses?
The verses.
Yeah.
I was so excited
Tasha.
to see Shatasha.
Yeah, hey, you know what? Real talk. We probably can interview her. She's probably in the city.
I'm sure she is.
Yeah.
Shatasha, we need you.
Shatasha.
If anybody
Tasha.
knows
Oh, that would be-
Shatasha, that would be.
Listen.
No, seriously. Like
Yeah.
I was excited.
She's a legend. Like,
Right.
yeah, iconic. I'll say icon more than a legend.
Yeah, definitely iconic. Absolutely. And I'm not even like throwing shade. I'm not being sideways. I am dead ass serious.
No, that's Cleveland, and she did
yeah.
big.
Yeah.
Respect.
That's right.
I'll tell you though, and that's where I come from this angle. So is the sex sells, is that a gimmick? Because like the people I was naming,
Yeah.
but there are some people Too Short. Too Short is known for talking about sex.
Right.
So is that like a gimmick? Or because versus like a Rakim versus a
Being conscious.
Jay-Z,
or-
somebody
yeah.
even Jay-Z, I wouldn't say he's conscious.
No,
until,
he's no.
until all of a sudden when he got like 50. But
Right.
these people are just putting it on wax. Versus like a Too Short who is like a shock rapper.
Yeah, the whole album is going to
But
be
I-
about sex.
Right. And it's like you
Yeah.
gonna listen to it. You know, when I was 12, 13, 14, I wanted to hear Too Short.
Right.
Because he was talking about some crazy
That's
stuff.
true.
Until I got to the third song and I was like, oh, this
So it's just too much.
It's too much.
not too much, but it's terrible. Like, the beats, the rhymes.
Bitch.
This is
Right.
not great. When he said bitch on the first two songs, I was like, oh, this is funny. This is awesome.
But every song.
Now it's
Bitch.
like, all
yeah.
right, dude, you can't really rap. No disrespect to Too Short. I'm
Right.
just saying a Too Short. Willie D.
But that is-
who I will say. Willie D.
Bald-headed
controversy.
hoes.
All them
Bald-headed
songs.
hoes.
So angry.
They were funny to us when we were 15.
Yeah.
But nobody was going to cop that second Willie D
Absolutely.
album.
Absolutely not.
Even them girls that be weaving it through, I'm still talking about y'all. Y'all hoes is bald-headed too.
Right.
You need some
Yeah.
bald-headed hoes.
What you see,
What
D?
you-
What you see, D?
I love it. Why was he so angry? It was a
I
good
don't know.
song.
He was
About
quite angry.
He did
He
not
was
like-
always mad.
No. If you didn't have hair,
Uh-huh.
Willie D was not on it.
Oh,
He
yeah.
wasn't on it.
You right? I'm right. Hell yeah, I'm right. Like
This dude is
that was a bar. That was, he wrote that.
He wrote that. And somebody in the studio was like bobbing their head to it and pointing at him
You right.
like nobody said, hey, let's
cut. That's not. No, we don't want to.
But okay, if we're being fair though, that's song is not selling sex. It's really it's degrading the women still.
It is.
but it's
Bingo,
not
that's
selling
a
sex.
whole
It
nother.
is.
That
But
is
that's
just
the
as
flip
popular as
side.
selling
Yeah,
sex.
degrading
I'm glad he
degrading
brought that
women
up.
is
Yeah.
just as prevalent in in the industry as promoting the sexual aspect of things. It absolutely is. So, but still, it all is coming back to the same thing. So either, and this is I saw a video about this just the other day. Why is it, and I don't know how other people speak because I've never been Caucasian, I've always been black, contrary to
time,
popular belief.
black as
Yeah, the whole
hell.
time, right. I've been black, real black on the inside. But why do we, black and I'll venture to say brown people as well, talk about sex in such a violent manner?
Beat the pussy up.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I remember at one point, me and my best friend we were sitting in the car. I think we had come from a club. We were doing something. I don't know. We were stopping at Wendy's. Radio was on. And the song was talking about beating the pussy up, basically. And I can't even remember what song it was, but it was the first time that I had really heard it like that. And I cringed. And we know I love rap music, but I was like, what is? So we were both sitting in the car like some 40-some-year-olds, clutching pearls.
I want to hear the song
looking at the
look,
radio.
your favorite song is Some Cut, so I need to hear what song this was.
What
that
song?
was too far? It was over the line.
When we come back from the next break, we're playing that song. We're playing that song for the rest of the show.
I can't remember what song, but it was so horrible. Like it sounded painful.
Right.
Like I don't want that. That's not what I want. Yeah. I mean, I don't want you to be, treat me like a China doll, but I don't want to feel accosted and assaulted.
Right.
Either.
I think that crosses the color lines, though. Like when I'm just thinking of music,
We talking about crossing the color line? We talking about it?
No more chitlin circuit for us.
Are we talking about it? We going there? We going there?
Some of those videos, like if I'm going back to the 80s rock, they were pretty degrading.
I guess,
they were pretty degrading. They're pouring water on a woman for no reason. It was kind of like the Pee on Me video, the R. Kelly skit.
Yeah,
they had a lot of videos like that. Girls hopping on the car, shaking their hair.
I mean, white snake all over the
I guess that's my bimbo face.
Oh my God!
That's what they used to do. Yeah.
Hey, we were talking. 95 was another year. J-Lo made asses mainstream in 95. It was all titties before then. Yeah, it was all bimbos.
That was 95.
The one-piece dress that looked like a sock on the woman and just titties. That was it. Anyway, not to take it there.
A sock and the titties. Okay. So from now, this means titties, right?
Yes, titties. Yeah, you got
titties. But no, she did though. She popularized and made it okay and acceptable.
Yeah.
To have a big butt and
everybody
smile.
Love ass. Yeah,
to other people. To other people.
Other people. Yeah. Black folk always knew.
Don't get me started on that.
That's where it was. Come on, get it started.
No,
big old Yabange booty from the Campe Balongo down there in Africa. You know what I'm saying? From the motherland.
Balongo mean river.
Yeah, there you go. You knew it.
Oh my God.
No, but I just to bring it to that point, I hate I'm being random and just flipping topics, but
that's fine.
Hey,
we just talking today.
We've been tried on for 400 years.
Right.
Tried on. I like that. I ain't never heard that.
Rock and roll, they tried us on. And then when Elvis came out with it, it was okay.
Right.
When and that's how a lot of people got rich in the 60s. I mean, and shout out to some of them, like I'll talk about, what's his name, the one that said that hit Rolling Stones, the Mick Jagger.
Mick Jagger, yeah.
But yeah, the Rolling Stones, actually, that's why they're called the Rolling Stones, because that was a Muddy Waters song. And they used to grab those dudes and take them over to London to tour.
True.
And so there are some people that are real, but a lot of people, the Beach Boys, they try us on. Hey, white people don't listen to Chuck Berry.
That's such a nice way to say it.
I'ma just make this same song
for
that
them,
Chuck Berry wrote.
Yeah.
Because nobody white has heard this before.
Right.
Now I'm gonna have to pay Chuck Berry a couple million in court.
But hey, it's worth it.
Led Zeppelin.
I think you're being very generous about Chuck Berry getting a couple million in court.
No, I'm talking about from that one song.
Oh, okay. Because I'm gonna say,
yeah,
they probably was like, "Here goes some chicken dinner, Chuck. We're gonna sing your song." Like,
the Beach Boys paid him a couple million, but all of them. Led Zeppelin had to pay out a bunch of people because that's what it was.
Right.
That's how the British invasion. That's all the British invasion was. Is a bunch of people who love black music, and hey, they don't listen to it in America. We're gonna come over here, we're gonna play it, and boom,
it's our song.
Even till now, British folk, like British, and I'm thinking particularly probably because I just watched a documentary about her, but Amy Winehouse, but Adele, hell, I mean, the soulfulness of a lot of British singers, Caucasian, because we know obviously there's black British, there's all kinds of British folk, but of the Caucasian British singers in particular, I mean, such soulfulness. Like, sometimes
seems authentic too.
It does. It absolutely does. So that still remains. It's shifted a bit. They're not necessarily trying on. We'll say trying on instead of what I'd rather say.
With Elvis, he didn't seem that soulful. He seemed like he made the white version of these songs. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't that soul you're talking about.
Right. No, they seem a bit more authentic. They seem
Eminem. Oh, go ahead.
You go on. Were you going to say about ahead. Eminem? No. We're about to talk about Eminem.
No, but I'm saying when I say they try it on, it's like this is taboo for 10, 15 years. Now I'm gonna come out.
Right.
That people listen to it, and I'm gonna make this song.
Right.
I'm gonna make millions because now we got an audience, and now these kids can put me on their wall, and their parents are okay with it. They can buy my album.
Yeah.
Parents are okay with it. And that's what I mean by the trying on is like we take the lumps.
Just like what
take
Boys to Men.
The boy bands.
Right. I was going to say Boys to Men. They couldn't, ain't nobody about to be okay with the black men on the wall. The average white parent is not going to be fine with their daughter having any one of those Negroes from Boys to Men on the wall. But if it's somebody from NSYNC or Backstreet Boys or was it 95, whatever degrees?
80 no.
95 degrees?
98.
98 degrees,
Yeah.
right. Something. It was
I
hot.
think was they from
whatever
here?
it was.
Ohio?
No, Nick Lachey. Where were they? No, the Lachey's are from Ohio, but I forget what band they were part of.
I'll tell you this though
O-Town.
about that though. I do give it
O-Town.
I do give a shout out though, because a lot of people made a lot of music up. Now, that's the one thing about black people is we know where the money is. What's his name? Maurice, the guy who was started New Edition.
Oh yeah.
He started New Kids on the Block.
Right.
For that same reason.
Right.
Full Force. A lot of those guys wrote songs for 98 Degrees.
For these white boy bands.
Hey, we can. I'm gonna write the. All they doing is stealing the stuff we used to do anyway. So I'm gonna write this.
I'm gonna write the song and I'm gonna
sing
cash
it.
in.
I'm gonna cash in.
Right. But I think, and that circles back to, sometimes it's seeming as though people or women are degrading themselves or selling out or whatever, because they're trying to make the money. They're trying to get the fame. They're trying to be well known. And so they're doing whatever they know works.
Yeah, I mean,
and
I'm not mad at them.
It's you want to change the narrative, but you don't want to change the narrative at your cost. So we see, for example, Colin Kaepernick attempting to change the narrative very much at his own cost, which appreciate it. Absolutely, appreciate that. But he is a prime example of you saying, no, I'm going to turn something around that has been, I'm going to do it the way that I feel like it should be. I'm going to bring attention. This dude ain't got no job.
Right. And that's taking the lumps. I mean,
and so who's really willing to take those kind of lumps like that? They'll. And
Kaepernick didn't have to. He had white parents. He was a quarterback. He could have been OJ and just said, fuck niggas. He didn't have to stand up for us. So
absolutely.
Shout out to, I love that he was the one that did it specifically.
But yeah, so it's like, you get a little, you feel some kind of way sometimes when you see these women up there shaking their asses and saying all manner of things. But on the flip side of it, you kind of understand what they're doing. So, like.
And they're objectifying men now. Like,
absolutely.
And I love it. Like,
of course you love
what
it.
What Megan said, she said, I had a couple shots at the bar. I'm going to play with his dick in the car. I said, what you going to do to me? I love her. I want to meet Megan now. Listen.
Who is this, Megan?
Megan Thee Stallion.
Really?
I see. I'm not familiar with this song. We need to play that song too.
See, I loved her when she was Megan the Pony. This when she was little, when she was growing up. Now she's full
Megan
grown.
the Pony. Oh, Tina Snow.
Tina Ray.
My goodness. Yeah, I mean, but she's making a lot of women feel quite empowered.
Absolutely.
They really, sometimes you listen to her stuff and you were just thoroughly feeling yourself.
Yeah, I can believe it.
Okay. All right.
Hands on my knees, getting down on my thigh shit. Like, oh.
Right.
Like, mama, get up. Don't listen to this. Like, mama.
You're going to break your legs.
Right. Them knees is old. Don't do that.
People all on TikTok like, Megan knees. No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. These is Tacoma knees.
Hey, right. My knees are set up.
Right. My knees ain't set up like Megan. And she carrying a whole lot to be working with them knees like that.
I can't Kaepernick. I'm going to be down there on my knee. I'm going to be right there. Well,
I'm not mad at him though. Any of the women who are making money, because everybody doesn't have to be a freedom fighter.
That's true.
Yeah.
If you're okay with whatever, do it.
Yeah, I'm not mad at you. If nobody is forcing you to do something, if you don't feel bad about what you've said or done at the end of the day, I think it comes down to what you're capable of living with, and far be it from me or anybody else to judge what it is that you're doing. I'm 9 times out of 10 going to enjoy your music, at least some parts of it.
Yeah.
Now I may not be able to listen to an entire album of, the same sort of thing, but I'm enjoy the hits that come on the radio. I'm gonna dance to it.
And even like the conscious stuff you're saying, like I love Talib. I love Common, but if we're being honest, they're boring. Like I don't want to hear these niggas.
It's not what you're gonna be. Yeah, you're not gonna be drinking and dancing in the club necessarily.
If they get a track, and that's what I think music comes full circle sometimes with is the track hot.
Yeah.
Like Talib and Common are perfect examples because there are certain tracks to get by.
That's a great song. Club,
Yeah.
play that in the club.
That beat was ridiculous. So,
Yeah.
but a lot of their beats are just off. Common's beats are just. I don't care what he's talking about.
Take it to Nas too. Nas also.
I always said this about Nas. If Nas could pick beats like Mobb Deep, he would have been. Because Mobb Deep, I never thought Mobb Deep. They're my favorite, but I never thought they were like lyrical geniuses.
Okay.
But the way they pick beats for their rhymes, like it was Mobb Deep songs. Rick Ross does it too.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah.
He's good at that too. And Nas never had that. Nas had some. I think he missed the boat on that because he could flow.
Absolutely.
You think he was like some cocky shit? Like, I can rap on anything. Just give me the beat.
Just
whatever.
give me the beat.
Like,
Yep.
Probably. It was like, nope, not for the album.
Not for that.
Yeah.
No, these
Thought that the rapping was
Yeah.
could supersede
Yeah.
whatever the
I rap
underlying
so
music
good.
was. Yeah, and that's
Yeah,
not
not
it.
Hit the pots and pans. I'm gonna spit over it.
When you in the house, in the kitchen, hitting on the table, okay. But like when you're talking about things that are going to be played over the airwaves, that are going to be played in the club, you need something that is going to vibrate, to move the people.
Absolutely.
You want to hear. You want to hear certain things.
should be way bigger than he is.
one of the
absolutely.
best. But
Right.
again,
The beats.
you really, hey, if it's Jada Kiss, put him over some other beats,
Yeah.
and let me listen to his rhymes
Over some
mixtape.
Look,
better
a lot of
beats.
my favorite Jada is his features, just not on his own
Serious?
beats.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's an interesting point.
Yeah.
I didn't even know
it
who's
is.
getting all into the hip hop, man. I'd have brought my little hip hop shenary out here.
Your hip hop. You have a hip hop scenario.
I've been writing it. I've been working on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. You don't have any committed to.
You're just trying to get you get all the nigga words down from hip hop.
Wow. Oh goodness. So you said Mobb Deep is your favorite, Brand?
Yeah, they were my favorite group
Okay.
because, like I said, the tracks were just crazy.
Right.
Even when Prodigy had his solo album, the first one, the HNIC, it's like, but they have so many songs that I could just listen to the instrumental. So many. I mean,
Shook Ones. That's one of my favorite
Come on,
beats by
man.
itself. There ain't no such things as halfway crooks. You're scared to death. You're scared to. I could listen to that beat by itself.
Endlessly.
and the
Yeah.
way they rode the beat, like they picked beats that went with their flow,
With their lyrics.
With their
flow.
flow.
With the flow
With
of
the
their
cadence
lyrics.
and the
right.
lyrics, yeah.
Right.
yeah,
Right.
Mobb
Which,
Deep.
like you say, that is a skill. Everybody clearly is not quite capable of being able to marry all those things up.
know,
Absolutely.
unpopular opinion.
What?
Y'all can get me if you want.
Speak
I
on
might.
it.
You know who I think is the worst at that, and he can rap.
Who?
Eminem.
What?
I never understand his tracks. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
When I listen to Eminem songs, I'm like, oh, he can spit.
That's in your face, look.
Don't take off the earrings and the headset.
Yeah, right. It's about to fight this
Wow.
nigga.
I just like, man, this dude can rap, but take this music off.
You don't like the music? Really?
Maybe his early stuff, the first two albums, but a lot of it to me is like, man, this is weird.
Really?
I feel you.
I love this.
I love Eminem. Eminem got me through my divorce.
Eminem.
I would
Marshall
never-
Mathers LP got me through my divorce. Him killing his
Really?
wife and throwing her in the trunk.
Yeah.
I'm like, man.
But I would never say Eminem can't rap, ever.
Oh yeah, he's.
I would not. I mean, the dude's undeniable.
If we're breaking it down, Eminem got niggas off cadence and flow, right?
Right.
His subject matter is not relatable. Like, no niggas don't talk about killing their mama and
Right,
shit like
right,
that.
yeah.
And but the cadence and how he rode the beat was enough. For us,
Yeah.
like, all right,
That's true.
He does
Right.
it so well. We'll overlook
We'll
this
overlook
crazy white
the
boy
content.
shit.
Yeah, we'll overlook the content.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't. The tracks to me are.
I like
Yeah, but and I like Eminem too, but he's not a complete.
I love
He's
him.
almost like special
I
teams.
like him too.
Like,
But
Eminem's
the like I said about
yeah,
Jada,
he's special teams. He ain't
like
gonna
I
be in
said
the
about
main
Jada
with the rest of them niggas, but
I
he's still good
disagree.
when the special teams come on.
I don't know.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, he leads the league in kick returns.
Yeah, he does.
He's Josh Cribbs.
That's who you want to do it.
He's Josh Cribbs.
That's who you want
Well, I
to do
love
it.
Josh too. So
He's
fine.
like that DH that's gonna give you 30 home runs.
Yes. And that's all he's there for. Like,
But
we
he
don't
can't-
need you to pitch. Don't play the outfield.
Don't play nothing.
Oh, my
You're in the American
goodness.
League. You're gonna hit these 30 home runs, these 25 doubles, and let's go.
And it's a guaranteed 30 and 25 when he do
Serious.
it. You don't got to do nothing else. Just come and get these hits.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Yeah. And, like, I'm a fan, but keeping it real.
Okay, whatever. Now, if Biggie and Tupac were alive today, do you think that they would have been able to stand the test of time with the way that things have changed, or do you think that they would have had much greater influence in the way that hip hop has gone?
It's a very thoughtful
Now,
question.
we know that Tupac was a Gemini to his heart,
Mm-hmm.
you know, very, very two-sided in terms of, yeah.
I love
Very,
it.
but what do you think?
I don't know, and here's why I say I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Because they died.
Damn.
And this is what I'm
Really,
gonna say.
Brand?
If Snoop,
Mm-hmm.
let's be real, if Snoop would have died in 1996, we would be saying he's the greatest rapper of all time. If Snoop would have died after the Chronic and Doggy Style,
Mm-hmm.
we would be. But
Bars.
time will. They like Biggie didn't have time to fade. He didn't really.
Right, no, yeah.
Biggie didn't have time to drop his 5th album that nobody cared
No,
about.
true.
You know what I'm
True.
saying? So
But
his
but-
first 2 to me were even
But that's what I'm
Tupac had
saying.
some albums, but I don't know if
But
Biggie would
based
have been.
on the, like, if we just look at where they were and how they were while they were with us, you know, that very short time, if they had continued in that same vein and
Yeah.
on that trajectory,
Oh,
like,
well,
do
yeah.
you think that they would have had? Do you think rap
On the-
would have been a little bit different today?
On the rap side, I don't think Tupac would have made it. I think Tupac would have ended up in the same lane like Snoop, becoming like a public figure more so
Yeah,
than
yeah,
a rapper.
yeah.
I think especially on the political side, and
Yeah.
even, you know, he was funny, he was charismatic.
Mm-hmm.
Biggie might have stuck with it a little bit longer, I think. But I don't know. I always say, like, man to man, I
Mm-hmm.
would buy Biggie's album, I would buy Pac's book. You know what I mean? Because I like the
Mm.
dude that Pac was more so than the artist he was. But Biggie could rap his goddamn ass off, and I want to hear whatever he's spitting
Okay.
on.
Okay.
I agree. I like Pac's first 2 albums better than the rest of them.
Yeah.
Like before he got with Death Row when he was with Richie Rich and them, those albums. But I that's one thing. That's another one of my unpopular opinions, like that people want to fight me about. I always say, if 2 or 3 guys in Bone died in 1997, we'd be saying they were the greatest ever.
Every time. Nobody ever did a style like this before, man.
Exactly.
What?
But
Right.
when that style gets to wear off,
Worked with Biggie and
Yeah.
Pac. Hey, I can see it. I would see how niggas we've been talking about it.
Yeah.
Hey, but no, that's a good question though. But I think
Great
I think
question.
Biggie might
Thank
have lasted longer. On the
Okay.
rap side, and then if he was still cool with Jay might have brought him along and kept him cool.
True.
Tight production. You know what I
True.
mean? 'Cause
Yeah.
I would love to hear Tupac on a Kanye beat. I would love to hear Biggie on the Timberland beat. You know what I'm saying? Just
Oh, wow.
untapped
Yeah.
talent. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
I would love just. Where's it at? Kanye, do that shit, nigga. Get some old Tupac. Tupac that had 12 albums since he died.
right,
Do the
okay.
13th.
yeah, he can make another one
Yeah, he can make another one.
easily.
Come on, Tupac. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Hip hop.
Yeah.
Hip hop.
Do you think they would have did anything?
I do. I do. I think that I honestly, contrary to what both of you guys were saying, I do think that I feel like Tupac would have been able to stand the test. You know, I think now, of course, because he had such a, you know, he was really fighting both sides of himself. Which one do I really want to be?
Yeah.
You know, at that age, he didn't really have to choose. There would have come a point where you gonna have to be one of the other dude, because ain't nobody
Yeah.
about to listen to you, you know, being 2 different sides of the same coin. Like nobody's,
Yeah.
you got to pick a side.
Yeah, the poets and the thugs ain't
Yeah,
coming
they're
to
not
the same.
coming to, they're not coming, you know, ain't no meeting on that. So you have to pick a side. I feel like he would have stood. I think that he probably would have chosen the thuggish side. I kind of just feel like he may have. But then that's also going with where he was
at
the
time.
end. At the time. Which, I mean, hopefully somebody would have brought him back to, to a more middle ground and him not been so far out there. But I love me some Tupac.
Me too. I talk shit about, because I'm an artist, a poet at the end of the day. So I'm looking at lyrical and, show me some creativity in your writing. But
listen, though, me and my girlfriend, I don't know how many times I listened to the song when it finally hit me that this Negro, and maybe that's because where I'm from, I don't know, but it finally hit me this dude was talking about a gun. Like, I had zero idea, and I was an adult. Like, I was a younger adult, but I was an adult, and I'm up here singing the lyrics, and I specifically remember I was married at the time. We were in the car. It was on a Sunday. Like, I really remember this. And I had listened to the tape. It was a tape then.
Praise the Lord.
Shut up. I had listened to the tape, and I'm singing, and I was like, oh, hell no. This dude is talking about a gun. Like, he's not talking about a broad.
Right.
He's actually talking
me and my
about a
girlfriend.
gun.
Yeah.
Had no idea all the time I had been singing. I guess I hadn't been paying attention.
And on a Sunday,
to
Tacoma.
Whatever. Anyway.
Hey, I thought Machiavelli that was one of my favorite Tupac albums. After those, besides those first two, before that was my favorite Tupac album.
I don't have a favorite album.
I think he was super creative, and I think he was lyrically creative.
He was okay. So I back to the features. My two favorite Tupac verses. Right, I don't have a favorite album.
Okay.
But "Smile," him with Scarface, that killed it on that, and same song, "Digital Underground."
Yeah.
Digital Underground.
Yeah. Gas me, used to harass me when they kissed me, asked me, now they asked me if they could kiss me. Come on, Pac, man. Dressed like Desmond Tutu in the video, he was killing that shit. It's my nigga.
Yeah, I think he would have stood the test. I
think Pac could have made it longer.
He could have stood the test. I just don't. Here's all I'm saying is I don't know if they would be in anybody's top 5 if they had lived, because we didn't get to hear enough.
Of course,
yeah.
Of course we did.
Maybe I can even say Pac, because Pac put out more stuff.
Right. Yeah.
But Biggie only put out 2 albums.
Exactly.
And like I said, if Snoop would have died in '96, he'd be in everybody's top 5.
Yeah. And Jay, I want something last thing. Jay, I think is still popular because of everything that he's done. Marrying Beyonce, the company.
Yeah, he's done.
It's not all rap alone.
No.
Yeah, nobody's just checking like for the album. Yeah.
Yeah, it's absolutely everything.
Yeah.
Man, what was my thought?
Oh, my bad. I had to get that last one out.
No. That's cool.
Yeah, but these guys, man, I would love to see what would have happened if these guys stayed along. And listen, for people out there, I said this before and I'll say it again. Can we stop acting like Nipsey Hussle was a great rapper because he died?
Oh, we can.
Like, I mean, he was okay. He was okay, but he died, and he was a great man. He looked out for the community. But
absolutely.
His bars was kind of regular.
Hey, that album was fire.
Which one?
His main studio album.
Yeah. Right. You don't even know what it's called because it's not even that important.
His album was crazy.
No.
With
Nipsey?
I know.
Last time that I checked, grinding all my life.
I mean,
that album.
I really like last time.
But again, I can't go off one album and say, because a lot of dudes have had one album.
Like, yeah.
A lot
and
of
been
dudes.
great
That
right in
was,
that.
Like I say, that was one of my favorite albums of that year, but
that could have been a stroke of genius, and then it just.
And we've seen that before.
Oh yeah, we see it a lot. You see it a lot.
Go through a list of dudes who had
lot.
one hot album and then special ed.
Oh, and you get some niggas that get signed old. So a nigga gets signed at 33. You got 33 years of your best shit, and they're like, all right, what else?
And you like,
see you at 66.
Yeah, right.
What about Lil Wayne? Can we talk about Lil Wayne for a second? So I was a little excited about, a new album, like new music. Okay. So I go to pick up the child. I'm sorry. I go to pick up the child, and I'm like, Tristan, did you hear Lil Wayne's new? So somewhere on the trip back, we decided to listen. I was just thoroughly disgusted. I was like, "What? Who is this? Like, who is this person? What are these beats? Like, what is happening?" And even Tristan, who's only 20 years old, but still, she's like, "I'm used to Lil Wayne's beats being like this, and they sound like that, and blah 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 blah." And I was like, "Yeah, because this is trash. Like, I don't." And is this just to be able to, you with the little young boy? I can't think of what his name is right now, but is this in an effort to sort of get into what the mainstream is now and still be relevant?
Yeah,
like, does he
trying to
feel
reinvent
like,
himself.
yeah, because I mean, you can give me some 6 foot, 7 foot. I mean, you
Yeah.
can give me that. Like, you can give me some of that old cheesy stuff.
It was a time where Wayne, it was undeniable Wayne was the best person in the game.
I mean, like, he was
Undeniable. It was a couple years
I
where
was
it's
still
like,
excited when he came out on that.
And I don't
keep
even
going back
like
to that
him, and
verses,
he was
but
undeniable.
you don't like Lil Wayne,
No, but you couldn't deny that he was the hottest in the game.
right?
Yeah.
But now I'm just like, what happened? What happened?
sometimes the windows close.
It's
Like,
rather disappointing. It's
And
like
he
it's
had
not
a
even the
long-
same.
He had a long run too.
This dude's been around since he didn't look
Yeah.
anything like he looks now. I mean,
Yeah.
he looked like a regular young.
Like Whoopi.
Yeah. Oh, damn.
He had a long run though.
Yeah,
did.
He
He
did.
did.
He did. We talking about him
Considering-
like he gone.
and look, he
Yeah, it's
retired.
over.
He retired
Stop.
himself with the drugs, with the lean.
Yeah.
Like, he was doing good. And then
Yeah.
I think he came back on that song. It was Nicki Minaj, him and Drake. That
Yeah.
Real Niggas Only. And look,
Yeah.
Wayne just like, is this jaw wired? What's wrong with him? Like, it's just, I know it's Wayne and we supposed to be excited, but like, what's he
start
doing?
fast-forwarding
Yeah,
his
what's he
part.
doing, man?
Yeah. Like, that's what we were doing with the whole thing. I was like, okay, Tristan, I've had enough of that.
It's-
Okay,
I'm done.
I'm like, maybe the next one is good. No, maybe the next one. And for him, like, I like to, when it comes to rappers like that, like him, Eminem, when they start even busting, when they start going real fast, I enjoy being able to slow it down in my head so I can hear every single word they're saying,
Yeah.
then piece it together and be like, damn.
Yeah, like, you really
like,
said
damn.
something.
Yeah,
Just-
you actually weren't just humming. You were actually saying something. You put together a cohesive thought. It's like, what is this nigga talking about? Like, I don't like, what is he saying? This doesn't even make any sense. It's not even good lyrically. The beats suck, and it's not good lyrically. I don't even know.
I agree. Like,
I'm sorry, I'm a little upset about that because I expected more.
Hey, but I stopped. I don't say I stopped, but I get less into rappers when it starts getting inconsistent. If you hit niggas every time, bow, nigga. Like a boxer. If you knocking niggas out every time, but once you get knocked out, I'm a little less interested. Like, oh man, they done slayed the dragon. I don't know if
I'm
you
not
just,
paying for that fight.
Yeah.
That's how you feel.
Wow.
it's fucked up. And then it's fickle. It's fickle fandom.
That's so fickle.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you fair weather friend.
I am, but I be good all the time. Look, I was having this argument about LL.
Are you good all the time?
Yes. On camera, I am. Nigga, now if you come home, you might see some shit. But on camera, I'm on point.
What about LL?
But I was making this argument about LL, man. Like, LL had the whole package. Nobody else could have got away with the bars he got away with. You know what I'm saying? Not the last mafioso. I'm an MC cop. I make it say go LL. And
Do
what,
the wop.
what the fuck are you talking about?
Right.
Like, it sounds good. We all know it. But what are you talking about,
Marley
L?
Marl.
We were-
You got you in that time, you got Marley Marl. You
Yeah.
got Track.
Yeah.
You
I
got
guess that
Marley
was the
Marl.
Right.
standard.
That's
yeah.
true.
Booming System.
Yeah.
Mama Said Knock You Out. Marley Marl.
Pink
So,
cookies in a
of course.
plastic bag. What are we talking
What are
about,
you
sir?
talking about?
What's going on?
What are
What are
those?
But you got that Marley beat.
Right. Then you got it.
Yeah.
It's a hit.
Marley Marl is the most healthy 85-year-old I've ever seen in my life.
Right?
That nigga is.
He's not 85.
I'm sorry, 185.
Okay.
Whenever he came out with his album.
185. Y'all are some haters.
Ah, a little bit.
Haters.
Just say I ain't
Haters,
never been able to
haters.
get a 6-pack, so I'm jealous. Fuck you, old nigga.
Whatever.
But yeah, that is true. There's a lot of rappers, and that goes back to what we were talking about with Nas. If you pick the right tracks, you got
Yeah.
you can last.
Yeah.
Not only rap, but that goes with any genre of music.
Yeah.
That's true.
Any genre of music. If you got the right tracks,
That's true.
you got a song.
It's like
Right.
part of your artistry. You know what I'm saying?
It
Like,
is.
like one of Jay-Z's selling points was like, this nigga always makes good decisions. You know what I'm saying? It just seemed like it. Like
Right.
beats, features,
Yeah.
album titles. Like, oh,
Yeah.
this guy's in tune. He knows what he's talking about.
How many people, if we can keep it 100% real, how many people couldn't sing but had the hottest R&B album out Janet Jackson.
Right, because she can't sing,
because
baby.
Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis.
Exactly. She can't sing,
Yeah.
and I'm not even trying to hate.
Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis.
but a performer.
Oh, no,
She's a great
And
entertainer.
she had the
And
track.
I put the money on Janet's work effort, but most of her success was she was Michael's sister, and she had access to the best producers in the game.
Yeah.
If Paula Abdul had
And
the
they
same
did right
access,
by
she would
it.
have had the same
She was
career,
saying.
I think.
And that's what they were looking for. Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis said, give us somebody with a name,
Yeah.
and we'll do
And
the
we can
rest.
take, yeah.
Oh,
and they
Michael's
did.
sister. Yeah,
and
Michael's
they
sister.
did.
Sister? Okay, cool.
We got her. And they did it.
They tried it with Tito first. It was like, nah, nigga, we need somebody else.
Tito could have made it.
That's his
could've-
boy.
But even a lot of just so many people, like I was talking about Rick James.
Right,
earlier.
yeah.
Oh, that's my hero.
yeah.
Man, Rick James, I don't know what Rick James was singing about, but them horns and that bass guitar.
Yeah, that's all. That was
it
it.
don't matter.
Right,
He had it.
that was
Yeah,
it.
that
The
was it.
lyrics are
Hey,
inconsequential.
nigga, we grew up on Bone. Who cares what they're talking about? Does it feel good? Does it sound good?
Right. Yeah. So hip hop. That is my favorite. We didn't get to touch on R&B, but that's gonna have to be for another time.
Do another one on
That
that.
could be next week.
Okay, that'll be next week. But I so appreciate you, Jason. Thank you for coming on.
Thank
You gotta
y'all
come back, man. You
And
got some
join it,
different
yeah.
insight, man.
Right. He
Yeah.
was like, I've never done this before, and he's just like,
Yeah.
like
No,
it's his damn show.
I've never done sports before. I mean,
You've
non-sports.
done non-sports,
this
right?
nigga come
Sports
here
is what
all
you do.
Shucks, and then he has some real shit to
Oh
talk
yeah,
about.
of course. But I knew that was gonna happen like that. Like when he tried to play me at karaoke and he started blowing. But anywho, thank you guys for joining in to another episode of Tea Time with Tacoma Maria. And when you change how you view things, you change how you do things. Peace.
Peace.